Okie dokie. We have left the heat, the mountains. We are in Duluth, Minnesota, trying to get away from the heat. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing some lighthouse chasing. But right now we're at the Duluth Lift Bridge at Duluth Port Harbor, whatever it's called. This is the visitor center behind us. There is a very large ship coming in off of Lake Superior right now, so we should be able to get that and the lift bridge going up. So we're going to be between Duluth and the UP about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, chasing waterfalls, chasing lighthouses, doing pictured rocks, all kinds of other stuff. So we're going to call this an introduction for about a 2-week video for all of the UP and chasing lighthouses on Lake Superior.
And waterfalls, and whatever we find.
And whatever we find, yeah, I love it. So come on along. All right, they're just lifting the bridge. You can see it's still going up a little bit. And we have, oh, you probably can't see it, just a dot out there. We got a boat coming in. He's getting closer. I'm not sure when they blow their horn, but I'm gonna click play as soon as he hits that horn. Finberg, registered out of the Netherlands. Ah, there's the wave. Based upon how high he is up, my guess he's empty. Gonna switch to wide angle. Alright, I just heard the loudspeaker. This boat carries 13,500 tons. My guess it's coming in to get coal. Swing around, and they're getting ready to go under the lift bridge. That's the bridge answering.
That was so cool.
Going back to non-wide angle.
Oh, they got a little submersible.
That's her, it's not a submersible, it's a life craft. We have a tour vessel coming in right behind them. Well, there you have it. The Finborg is now in Duluth Port. Port of Duluth. Okay, so we just watched the Finborg come in under the Duluth lift bridge into the port of Duluth. But this also happens to be our first two lighthouses. There is Duluth Pier South Lighthouse, and right here happens to be Duluth Pier North Lighthouse. These two you cannot get into. They're all automated now. They're just red and green lights for the port. But there's our first two lighthouses of our Lake Superior lighthouse chasing. Let's go find some more. So now we're gonna walk across that lift bridge to the other pier on the other side to take a look at the lighthouse on the other side. It's big. Alrighty, we are now on the other side of the pier to this lighthouse, which is interesting. I don't know if you can read that sign there. The incoming ships can activate the fog signal, and there is a speaker for that. Holy cow, I bet that is loud. Anyhow, we're not counting this as another lighthouse because we already talked about this one from the other side. All right, lighthouse number 3. This is Split Rock Lighthouse. We haven't gone inside yet. We did go inside the innkeeper's home and got a tour of that. This is run by the Minnesota State Park Program, so it's $12 per person to get into this lighthouse, where the first two we did this morning were just at the end of the pier. So we're going to go inside and look out over Lake Superior and take a look at what it looks like inside the house. Come on.
Let's go.
So we have Wade pulling that cable, controlled by the speed of the governor, rotating the gear, which rotates the lens, and according to the movie, every 10 seconds it will flash the light out to Lake Superior.
This lens is bigger than that last one we just saw.
We are now on the water side of the lighthouse. There's Angel trying to get the picture. There's the lighthouse, and what it did was it sent the signal. Oh, there's their
Foghorns.
foghorn. It had 2 engines to run that, to run those compressors, and all the way out to Lake Superior. That's beautiful shipping up there. Love Lake Superior.
It's beautiful.
Still at Split Rock Lighthouse. Beautiful Lake Superior. And there's the lighthouse up there. Alright, so we're still chasing lighthouses, but we found some falls we got to go do. There's supposed to be 5 falls here at the Gooseberry State Falls Park. We're up on the north shore of what they call it, which is way northeast of Duluth. We're about an hour north of Duluth right now. So we're going to go do this. It's about 3 miles, and there's supposed to be 5 falls. So let's go check them out. Alright, we've made it to the lower falls. Whoops, sorry. Cut your face off. It's very peoply here. There's a lot of people here, but this is the lower falls. Hopefully as we go out 3 miles, we'll get a little less peoply when we hit the upper falls. So
Very pretty though.
very pretty though. We love falls.
Yes, we do.
All right, 4th falls, almost the 5th falls. So we had upper, middle, lower. This is 4th, and 5th is further upriver. You having your day of waterfalls, Angel?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's keep going. All right, we are almost to 5th Falls. We're getting there. Let's zoom in just a smidgen. There we go. Oh, I see people over there.
Yep.
Let's go, Ange.
All right. Look at all the
caves too.
Ooh, caves. Ooh, maybe we can play in caves. Angel loves caves.
I love caves.
We do believe we have found Fifth Falls. Hi, Angel.
Hi, Bob.
Kind of cool. I'm seeing brownness in the water, which is most likely from tannins, kind of like Tahquamenon Falls, which we will get to in about 2 weeks. Well, Ames, Fifth Falls, what do you think?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Worth the hike.
Yep, it's kind of a nice wide fall, and there's some cascades and some more of a fall further down. Kind of makes it all into Fifth Falls, I guess, but definitely enjoyable to get out into a waterfall hike. But don't worry, we will get back to Lighthouses. Alrighty, we just finished Gooseberry Falls, upper, middle, lower, 4th, and 5th. All trails said 3 miles. We came in at 3.99, but we started the tracker at the truck in the parking lot. Plus, we take all the offshoots and viewpoints, everything like that. It was good.
Yes.
It's not a big, heavy-duty river, but a lot of cascades, a lot of falls.
A lot of interesting rock formations.
Yeah, caves. I mean, everything. I loved it.
Me too.
I loved it. So
Good hike.
now, please keep in mind we are doing waterfalls right now, but we will be going back to lighthouses. In fact, we're leaving Gooseberry Falls right now and heading down to 2 harbors. There's supposed to be 2 lighthouses there. So let's go finish chasing our lighthouses. Told you we'd get back to lighthouses. This is lighthouse number 4. 2 Harbors Lighthouse. It's a town called 2 Harbors, just north of Duluth. So we're gonna pay our $5 each and go on in and take some video and get out in the yard and take some pictures. Come on along. So we started off at the Foghorn House. Look at the size of those foghorns. Unbelievable. They happen to have a pilot house from a wrecked ship out front that we can go in. And we're going to go into...
Frontenac.
Pardon?
The name of it was the Frontenac.
Frontenac, okay. We're going to go in there. And then when we're all done, we're going to go up in the lighthouse. Let's go.
But gets a lot of views.
Alright, we're going up the lighthouse. It is a skinny, steep stairs. Ooh, squeaky stairs.
Yeah. Up we go.
Keep going.
Can't find water. I think we're as high as we go.
Okay, not allowed to climb the ladder, but I came off a step or 2. I've seen flashes that may still actually be running. Everything's electronic now. There's the guy that invented the Fresnel lenses, or however it's pronounced. Fresnel, spelled F-R-E-S-N-E-L. But the different sizes, like the first one we were looking at, or the third one we were looking at was, I think, a 2nd order. This is a 4th order here. And that gives all the dimensions. I'll let you hit pause on that. That gives the dimensions of the size of the lenses and how they're all a bunch of prisms put together with a single light source in the middle. Okay, Angel, what do you think of lighthouse number 4, 2 Harbors?
2 harbors. Well, it was important here because it's very rocky and it's obviously very shallow. And then it's actually different than the other lighthouses, as it's square in its wooden steps going up to the Fresnel lens, which only went one direction. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that was really kind of interesting. Most of
So-
the lighthouses have like a beacon, and the timing between the lights flashes out to the water tell you where you're at, location. When this one was first built, it was just one solid light.
Yes.
So definitely a little bit different.
Yes, definitely a little different. And then we were right there in this, what is that called?
The Captain Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. It was Wheelhouse from a Frontenac. I think that's the name of the ship that wrecked.
Wrecked right out here.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons they decided to put this lighthouse here.
Yeah, and you can see, if you can turn around, Bob, you can see how rocky it is here.
I can turn around.
There you go. You can see how shallow and how rocky it is.
See all the rocks down there
Yeah,
right behind the grass?
It's really, really shallow. So they needed one.
So anyhow, that's lighthouse number 4. Let's
Number
move on.
4, yeah.
So we are taking a break from our lighthouses, and we're going to go do the Pictured Rocks out on Lake Superior. Nice little late afternoon cruise. Weather is perfect. Look at that sky. It's going to be gorgeous out there on Lake Superior doing Pictured Rocks. All right, we're on our way out to the Pictured Rocks. We're on a big giant boat sitting inside to try and avoid 35-mile-an-hour winds. We're on a cat that does like 35 miles an hour, so it's going to be kind of windy up top. So we are going to go look at the Pictured Rocks. There's also a waterfall we're going to get to see. The whole trip is about 2 hours, so come on along. Let's enjoy the Pictured Rocks at Lake Superior. Oh, I forgot. Bill and Terry. I don't know if you remember from our Instagram account, we went to Alaska with them back in 2019. We've known them for, what, 2 decades, 3 decades now? So, quite some time. So, thanks for coming along, and hope you enjoy the ride.
This is Sable Falls. 190 feet on.
Bridal
It
Falls.
runs heavily in the springtime and dries up midsummer. It's running quite well right now because of the rainfall we've had the last 2 or 3 weeks. It used to run all year long, but some beavers built dams on the river. And actually large coves are called the painted coves.
The Painted Coves.
Sandstone has very little color, it's a pale tan like our blue sand. Other colors we're seeing are caused by minerals that are embedded in the sandstone. Need a device on everything up there.
Got caves from the waves washing out the soft rock.
As you look down
called
the
the
shoreline, you'll
caves
see a
of all
formation
colors.
with an archway.
Here's the archway.
That's called Lover's Leap. Has a heart-shaped archway. Tilt your head to the left, kind of looks like a heart laying on its side in the water. You can do the heart figure thing if that helps. Point of interest on our trip
Spray
out to the
Falls,
eastern
spring-fed
boat ramp here.
river. You can see the green
Cliffs extend
on the
from
cliffs.
to 12-mile beach.
That is from the copper. And there's Spring Falls, or Spray Falls.
Camping, drive-in campgrounds, a number of waterfalls, beaches to explore. Park Point on South
And that's where we came from, all along there in that sun. Okay, on our boat tour of Pictured Rocks, we do get a lighthouse. This is Grand Isle East Channel Lighthouse. 165 years old, I think he said.
Built to last. Very little maintenance has been done on it in the past century.
So we're still doing
As
lighthouses.
up until about
All right, we are done with our Pictured Rock tour. Yay!
Yay!
So what'd y'all think, Terry?
I loved it. It was definitely worth the trip.
Worth the money.
Worth the money?
Recommend it.
All right. Angel?
I loved it. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
And we got a lighthouse to boot.
Yes.
And we're chasing lighthouses on this trip.
So thumbs up, everybody.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Angel is trying to be King Kong and climbing up on lighthouses. We found a 4-foot tall lighthouse. doing a short hike to Sable Falls. 162 steps down, or 168 down. That'll be fun. We're getting closer to the viewing point of Sable Falls. Sable Falls. I do believe it's coming out of Sable Lake going into Lake Superior. Let's zoom in a little bit. Sable Falls. What do you think, Ames?
Beautiful.
Like this falls. There's a pretty tree Angel found. After the hike down to Sable Falls, we continued to hike a little bit further out to Lake Superior. Took my shoes and socks off. Temperature's not bad at all. Continuation of our lighthouse chase. This is the, however you pronounce it, Sable Lighthouse Station, Trailhead, whatever. So we're heading out to another lighthouse. Well, see you out there. Come on along. Well, looky there. Sable Lighthouse. All right, this is Sable Lighthouse. As you can see, it's way, way, way up there. I do believe we're up to lighthouse number 6 on our lighthouse chasing. Does that sound about right? 6, 7?
6 or 7.
Something like that. Anyhow, we're going to go walk around this one and see what we see on this one. If you look over the White House here, I'm going to zoom in. You see all that sand over there. I'm thinking the third one in of the sand from the point on the left there is where the Sable River and Sable Falls was that we were just at, because we could look over and see this lighthouse. I'm going to do a quick turnaround here. There's a boat out there tooting. Probably the keeper's house, or maybe the assistant keeper. There's the lighthouse there. Come back up to this one. You can get in when they're doing tours. It's part of the national park, but they have to be doing tours, and unfortunately we didn't make it during the tours. And back over here. Just a quick little short hike right here in downtown Munising to Wagner Falls. Let's go see a waterfall. Wagner Falls. Just a short little walk from the parking lot and road. Beautiful little falls. Let's go wide angle. There we go. This one is called Algier Fall. It is literally right on the road. Still downtown Munising is where we're at. I don't know if you can see that sign, but it says Munising Falls. That's one more falls that we're going to do while we're here in downtown Munising. Let's go. They're supposed to be really short, like 0.4 of a mile or something like that, out and back. So yeah, let's go do it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, Munising Falls. Not a lot of water, but very tall falls. And holy cow, does this remind me of Devil's Den in Northwest Arkansas.
Yes.
In Devil's Den, you could actually go out and walk behind the falls, so it's really cool there. And we're going to have to do a video on that one when we get home. But anyhow, this is Munising Falls, downtown Munising. A straight-on view of Munising Falls. It's a very tall one. Just was reading some signage. It's very similar to Devil's Den, where you could go behind it, but they stopped people from going behind it because there were some rock falls. So you can't go behind this one anymore. They'll probably end up doing the same thing at Devil's Den. We'll see. All right, as long as we're playing around and running around in Munising, we decided to come out to Miners Castle Rock, or Miners Rock, or whatever it's called.
Miners Castle.
Miners Castle. We're gonna do a little bit of hiking around here, go on down to Miners Beach, and just enjoy the Munising area. So while we're playing at Miners Castle Rock, just show you the Pictured Rock shoreline where we were at yesterday on the boat. I'll just zoom in a little. That's where we were on the big boat yesterday. So as we're coming from Miners Castle down to Miners Beach, this trail is kind of steep and very, very rocky and very, very rooty. Got to watch your step. If you use poles, this would be the place you'd use them. So we made it all the way to Miners Beach. Out here on absolutely beautiful Lake Superior. That is where we took the boat yesterday, the boat tour. We hiked about a mile through the woods, down some pretty rocky and rooty trails, but it was worth it. Alright, don't know if you can see that, but this is Miners Fall. This is our last hike in Munising before we head off to Keweenaw Peninsula. So we thought we'd run out here. It's like 5:30 at night, but we're still going to go do it just so we can get it knocked out. So let's go do another falls. All right, so yes, it's one more hike, but this is a pretty flat and level trail, about the size of a road, pretty easy going. So hopefully we'll knock this waterfall out here pretty quick. What do you think, Ange?
I think so.
All right. Well, we're getting closer. I think there's a trail that goes all the way down there. We're going to go find out. Zoom in a little bit. That looks like it's a pretty nice sized fall. All right, this is a pretty significant waterfall. That's on regular. Let's go out to wide angle. And zoom in. Wow. There were people walking around there a second ago. What do you think?
That's beautiful. That's a big waterfall, a couple hundred feet. Beautiful.
Yep. And this one is called what? Miners
Falls.
Yep. Cool fall.
That's beautiful.
Add it to your list for sure when you're in the UP. Talk to y'all later. All right. That was a awesome falls. The hike wasn't too bad at all. As you can see, it was pretty wide open and flat. It says 0.6 out. We ended up at 1.26 round trip.
Yeah.
So pretty easy hike. Wonderful falls. Highly recommend it.
Beautiful.
All right. That wraps up our Munising. We just, excuse me, bug, just wrapped up the Miners Falls. That was a great hike. This wraps up Munising. We are heading back west because we screwed up, and we're going to head back west to the Keweenaw Peninsula for Copper Harbor, and then we'll be turning around and coming right back through this way on our way out to Whitefish Point. So we're done with the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Absolutely fabulous. If you come up here into the UP, this is obviously one of the highlights of your trip up here. So, Ange?
Oh, beautiful. I love this area, Munising and then Marquette. And you're so close to Lake Superior, the largest freshwater body of water in the world, which is just makes it superior. It's really cool. And it's beautiful in the color, and there's so many hikes, and then you have cliffs and waterfalls, and it's just beautiful area. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep. And what we were doing earlier today before we came back over here to the shores, we did what, 3 waterfalls in 30 minutes?
Yes,
So
we did.
We've done, I think, what, 5 waterfalls today. So,
Yes.
definitely worth the trip up to the UP of Michigan. Let's go on to Keweenaw. Alright, so we've made it up to the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula. We are in Copper Harbor. We're at the lookout way up above it. You can see way back there, you can see all of Copper Harbor.
And Superior,
and
Lake
of
Superior.
course Lake Superior. So we're going to be up here for a couple of days. We're going to do some hiking and trolling around down there at Copper Harbor. Hope you enjoy your visit up here with us.
And there's the
So do you think they
309
get a little bit of snow up here in the Keweenaw Peninsula? Last year was 22 feet. Let's zoom up a little bit. The record is 33 feet. Wow. So I didn't stop and take a video of the sign, but we're up in Copper Harbor and we're doing Hunter's Point. It's supposed to be like a 1.6 mile trail. We're on the lagoon side right now. We're gonna get all the way to the end of the point, do a U-turn. We're gonna come back on the Lake Superior side. Meanwhile, it's just a beautiful morning walk in the woods. What do you think, Ange?
Yes, it's wonderful. Beautiful, gorgeous. Temperatures are perfect.
Temperature's
It is.
perfect according to everyone. There's Angel taking a video of us. We have made it out to the end of Hunter's Point. Got the lagoon on the south side, Lake Superior on the north side. All right, that was a very enjoyable 1.15 mile hike. Pretty short, but so beautiful out here with the Hunter's Point Park. So just enjoyable through the woods, water on both sides of the point. Very enjoyable. Ange?
Yes, definitely. You go out on we went out on the pond side and then came back on the Superior side. And it was just a little wave action, but in storms and stuff, there's big wave action. It's so cool.
Yeah, add it to your list. Let's go find another hike somewhere.
Let's go.
Well, we have another lighthouse. That one's a little more difficult to get to. Let's see if we can even zoom in a little bit more. Copper Harbor Lighthouse. Not able to get out to it today. All right, we're still on the Keweenaw Peninsula. We are now at Eagle Harbor. It's up there by Eagle River. It's on the north shore of the Keweenaw Peninsula. And we found another lighthouse that goes out and protects the boats on Lake Superior. It's another beautiful lighthouse. They're everywhere up here.
Yes, they are.
Let's go find another one.
Okay.
Just a little roadside pullout. Jacobs Falls. What do you think, Ange?
Oh my gosh, it's another beautiful waterfall. How
Just-
many can I see? I want to see them all.
All of them. Well, we're trying. Just another waterfall on the side of the road. What are you gonna do?
Eagle River.
This one's Eagle River. Again, north shore of the Keweenaw Peninsula.
And it's a historic bridge too. It was the first bridge. We're on it right now. So that's kind of cool too.
And a historic bridge. There's a little museum here too if you want to go in. Anyhow, enjoy another waterfall. So we left the Keweenaw Peninsula. We only spent a couple days up there in Copper Harbor. And now we're heading over to the east side of the Upper Peninsula. And we're at Tahquamenon Falls. Go ahead and pronounce that. I don't know if you can even see how it's spelled. You try and pronounce it. Tahquamenon Falls. There's upper and lower. We're going to upper first on our way up to north to the lower falls. And then on up to Whitefish Point for the Edmund Fitzgerald and Shipwreck Museum. So that's going to be our day over here. So let's go look at some falls.
Let's explore.
Our first glimpse of Upper Falls. According to the sign out front, we're at 2,235 gallons per second. The brown that you see, or the root beer look, is from the tannins from the pine trees. That is what makes this waterfall famous, is the fact that it's the color of root beer. We've got two viewing points, the brink and the down below. The down below one is 191 steps, 181 steps. 181 steps. And the brink's fall, or brink path, is 94 steps. So we're gonna go do the big one first. Get some steps in. And that's stairs, by the way, not walking steps. So if you come this way, plan on climbing some stairs. So you can hike to the lower falls from here, or vice versa. It's just over 5 miles each way.
And there's a shuttle.
And there's a shuttle, which we just learned about. So we probably could have and didn't know about it, but it's too late now. Hike one way and take the shuttle back to get the truck. So we're not going to do that. We're going to drive. But we are getting ready
To go down, down.
to go down.
Down.
All right, we're at the lower platform for viewing. You can see the railing up there. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can see the railing up there that we're going to go do when we're done here. But there is Tahquamenon Falls, or the Upper Falls. It's a lot of water. Here's an interesting thing for you. The color of the water is brown because of the tannins. But even the local wood that they use to make the railing is filled with those tannins that turn everything brown. I wish I knew what a tannin was. We're getting closer to the brink, but we found a sign that explains why the water's brown. I'll let you hit pause on that. Okay, we're at the brink. Same thing. We're gonna go down. Alright, we're down at the lower falls. There's actually two sets of cascades as they go around an island. We're gonna do a little bit of hiking and get a little more up close and personal. Alright, we're on the one side of the island of Lower Falls. I do believe, we'll find out, there's a bridge we can get out to the island. We'll try that. Alright, since the last time we were here, this is new. You could not get to the island unless you rented a boat. Now they've got a bridge. So Angel, what are you thinking of the lower falls?
Tahquamenon is beautiful. I like these because you can actually walk around and get close to them, touch the water, which is not very cold. It's actually really nice. And you can just get up close and personal.
Yep. We're actually walking around on those rocks you see behind us right now. Kind of cool. All right, so we just finished up the lower falls, which means we're done with Tahquamenon Falls. Last time we were here, there was no bridge. I am really excited about that bridge that's out there, and we got a chance to get over to the island and get up close and personal with the falls. We weren't able to do that before, so that made it really exciting on this trip. So,
Yes, very fun.
anything, Edge?
I know, it was beautiful, wonderful, and we got to get up close and personal, so that was the greatest part. The other ones, the Upper Falls, you can just view. So these you get to, I mean, if we wanted to, you could take your shoes off and walk around in it. So,
Which people were doing.
and great for kids, great for kiddos.
So we're going to wrap up Tahquamenon Falls, and we're going to head up to Whitefish Point. And up there is the Shipwreck Museum and the Edmund Fitzgerald Memorial. So off we go to Whitefish Point.
Let's go.
Okay, we've made it up to Whitefish Point, to the Shipwreck Museum. This we've been in here before a long time ago. It used to be a small parking lot with about 5 or 10 spots. There's now a paved parking lot with about 150 spots.
Yes.
Holy cow, things have changed in a few years. Anyhow, this is where the bell for the Edmund Fitzgerald is, and we're hoping we can get a chance to see it and maybe walk out on the point a little bit. So let's go look at the museum, but we do have to do one more thing here, because this whole thing started off about lighthouses. There is a lighthouse here.
Yes.
Don't know if we can get up into it, but there is a lighthouse here to finish off the theme of lighthouses of Superior. So we haven't seen very many of them. There's hundreds, and we've only seen a few. So, all right, let's go on in. All right, we are in the museum. This is the bell off of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I'll let you hit pause on that. To keep along with the lighthouse theme, that is a second order Fresnel lens, 3,500 pounds. You can see how big it actually is. In reference, that is a fourth order. That is a second order. All right, we just finished the museum and we learned something about that lighthouse. The Coast Guard will not allow the public in it because it's an active lighthouse. It's still working.
It's still in use.
Still in use, so we can't get up and tour that one. Oh well, let's finish our little tour around here. So there's the lighthouse at Whitefish Point. There's the watchtower for the lifesavers.
Yeah.
But what is most important to me, or at least the way I think about it, straight out that way, 17 miles, is where the Edmund Fitzgerald lays. Just found something out, that Gordon Lightfoot was actually on the board and very active in this museum up here. They're playing his song in every building. Well, that was fun. Took about, what, 2 hours, 3 hours? Had
Yes.
a 15-minute movie, a bunch of outdoor buildings that you can go in. It was fun to be out here up on the sands of Lake Superior.
Yes.
Learned a lot.
Yes, we did.
But I think we're pretty much so done up here.
Yes, we are.
From here, we head on down to St. Ignace, Mackinac Island area, and that'll conclude our UP or Lake Superior video. But that's not yet. We still got 4 more days down in St. Ignace. So let's head on down that way. Well, we've made it to St. Ignace in the UP. We're going to be here for a few days and then head south over that bridge down to the Lower Peninsula, over the Straits of Mackinac on the Big Mac or Mighty Mac or Mackinac Bridge, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful bridge. So just north of St. Ignace is a place called Castle Rock. It's $1 to torture yourself climbing up several hundred stairs. But the view from up here is unbelievable. There's Mackinac Island, by the way. It's absolutely beautiful from up here. All right, we're still in St. Ignace. I found a little hike called Gross Cap Trail. It's supposed to be like 1.8 miles long, so let's go for a short hike. It's a trail through the woods. I didn't mention it, but this trail, Gross Pine or whatever it was called.
Gross Cap.
Yeah, that is in the Hiawatha National Forest. They've got a visitor center here. The trail is well maintained, so it's a nice little hike through the woods. So literally 20 feet after that last little video I clipped about nice walk in the forest totally changed. We went from pines and underbrush to what looks like giant junipers with no underbrush at all. It was like walking through a door to a totally different forest. Kind of cool.
Very cool.
All right, well that was an enjoyable walk through the woods.
Yes, it was.
I think elevation gain was maybe, what, 50 feet?
Yeah.
There's not really any hills at all. We did it clockwise just because we could. There was a real cool segment where it changed, the forest totally changed and changed back. Kind of interesting, but total hike was 1.83 miles, took us 44 minutes. So, enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one. So we are now in Sault Ste. Marie. There is a big vessel there, the Algama Discovery, rising. She's upbound, coming out of Huron, going into Superior. All right, switch over to wide angle. And there is a boat, the Philip R. Clark, downbound right now, way out there that we're waiting on. It's supposed to be here in about 15 minutes. The tour boat is now coming in. That you can actually get on one of those tour boats and go through the locks. The Algama Discovery is underway now. It's now at the level of Lake Superior. And there's another tour boat coming in. Now that the second tour boat's in, they're closing the Lake Huron side of the lock, and they'll start filling it with water. Definitely coming up. You can see the turbulence inside the lock from the water coming in through the valves. And now that they've raised the water level up at the same level as Superior, they're opening the gates for the tour boats to go out. All right, here comes the Philip R. Clark. I'll zoom in a little bit. And there she is, right there. She's. I hear a horn. All right, the Philip R. Clark is coming into the locks. Coming from Lake Superior, going to go through the locks down to Lake Huron. I looked it up. She's on her way down to Gary, Indiana. So the Philip R. Clark has finally stopped. We have another tour vessel going from Superior down to Huron, or they call it downbound. The Philip R. Clark, they dropped that at 21 feet, or about a foot a minute is what they said, and to get down to the Lake Huron level. And it looks like it's already lowering. Well, we're on our way out. We didn't do an intro video because we were running to get to the observation platform to watch the ship come in. So we are done with the Soo Locks up here in Sault Ste. Marie. It's definitely worth the drive. It was, what, 54 miles from St. Ignace, something like that? Yeah. Definitely worth the drive. It's free to get in. They do have fence and guards, no guns. So if you get a chance, come on up here and watch the boats go from Superior down to Huron, or Huron on up to Superior.
Exactly.
Very fun.
Very fun, very well worth the trip up here.
Yes.
All right, so we are wrapping up our Superior and UP video and time up here, whatever you want to call it. I think this video is going to end up starting in Duluth, go for about 2.5 weeks, and end up over here at Mackinac. Because we're calling it the Lighthouse, Waterfalls, Superior, whatever you want to call it. So
Upper Peninsula.
Upper Peninsula. So we've been here for about 2.5 weeks. We've enjoyed the hell out of it. Duluth is awesome. Munising, Pictured Rocks is awesome. Marquette. We did the Soo. We did not do Mackinac Island. We've done that before, and there's not been a lot of change there. So, Ames, what was your favorite part of the last 2.5 weeks?
I would say definitely Marquette area and Munising area. There's a lot of great hiking. I love Lake Superior. It is magnificent. World's largest freshwater body of water. So,
Yep.
and it's just beautiful in that area because you're real close to the shore the whole time. So between Marquette and Munising, but then I do love Tahquamenon. That's pretty incredible too. But that would be my favorite in Marquette area and Munising.
Yeah, you have the Pictured Rock area, Miners Beach. That area out there, I would say, is probably one of my favorite.
Yes.
For the UP, then of course Tahquamenon and Whitefish Point.
Yes.
But I would say this whole video, it still just absolutely amazes me at Duluth with that lift bridge and those
Oh
boats
yeah,
coming.
yeah. Duluth was incredible too.
We just came down from the Soo and the Soo Locks. We just came from straight there to here to do this video. So, because we leave tomorrow for my brother's house for mooch stocking for a few days before we head on down to the Super Sea Rally.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I just love it up here. We're actually thinking about buying some property up here.
Yes. We both love it. It's beautiful.
So, anyhow, definitely have to add the Upper Peninsula to your list.
Definitely.
Okay. Next videos should be probably down there for the Super Sea Rally down in Shipshewana, Indiana. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.